You ever drive up to a place that's yours, expecting peace, only to find a circus of strangers treating it like their personal playground? That's what hit me when I rolled up to my family's cabin on Clearwater Lake, Washington, and found Lydia Prescott, the HOA tyrant of Lakeside Haven, throwing a full-blown rager on my property, her shiny Cadillac parked in my spot like a middle finger. I'm Evan Carter, and this is how I turned her power grab into her downfall, using the traps I'd rigged to protect my grandpa's legacy and free our lake from her greedy claws. It's a chilly September weekday, the kind where the lake sparkles quiet and the pines whisper stories, and I'm bumping down the gravel road to our cabin, craving solitude to finish transcribing my grandpa's journals, pages of history about this place we've owned since the 40s. My beat-up Jeep's barely in sight of the cabin when I see them, a dozen fancy SUVs and sports cars, music thumping so loud it scares the ducks, and Lydia's Cadillac, license plate screaming Lake Boss, squatting in my parking spot. My stomach twists, this isn't right. I park behind a BMW, kill the engine, and hear laughter, splashing, the clink of glasses. I hike up the path, and it's worse than I thought. 40 people in designer swimsuits swarm my dock, my deck, my cabin. Caterers weave through with shrimp skewers, a bartender shakes cocktails, and there's Lydia, queen of it all, in a turquoise sundress, waving a wine glass, charming a gaggle of rich folks like she's hosting a gala. A banner flaps on my porch, Lydia's Lake Bash, and my grandpa's hand-carved cedar chairs are gone, replaced by cushy wicker loungers. The front door's wide open, strangers traipsing through my living room, touching our stuff, acting like this sacred place, built by grandpa's hands, is their Airbnb. I'm frozen, rage and disbelief slugging it out in my chest. Lydia's hijacked my cabin, no call, no permission, and somehow cracked my security. Cameras, coded locks, the works I installed after a break-in last year earned me the nickname, Tinfoil Evan. She spots me, her perfect smile flickering before it locks back in. Evan, what a surprise. You should have RSVP'd. Plenty of room in the carpools. I march closer, voice tight. What are you doing in my cabin, Lydia? How'd you get in? She waves her glass. As HOA president, I've got access for maintenance, darling. Bylaws, you know. The crowd nods like she's quoting scripture, but I snap. This isn't maintenance. This is trespassing. Where's my grandpa's chairs? She smirks. Those splintery relics? In the shed, safe. Honestly, they were an eyesore. I'm about to lose it, but my phone buzzes, security alert. Someone's tampering with my hidden alarm inside. A grin creeps up, cold and sharp. Lydia's not just partying. She's hunting something, and she's walked right into my traps. Lakeside Haven's a slice of paradise. Clear water, cozy cabins, families fishing at dawn. But Lydia's turned it into her fiefdom, ruling the HOA like she's got a crown. Her silk scarves, her polished bob, they're armor for a woman who thrives on control, finding Mrs. Delaney for unapproved flowers, bullying the Patels over a dock repair, always eyeing lakefront lots like ours for her big plans. Word is, she's cozy with condo developers. Grandpa built this cabin after the war, every beam a promise to keep this place ours, and I've been guarding it, not just with locks but with evidence. Months of footage, HOA bank records, neighbor complaints about her skimming funds for personal projects. She's been after my lot since I turned down her generous buyout last spring, and now she's here, throwing a party to flex her power and dig for dirt. I step onto the deck, phone's filming, and Lydia tries to play nice. Evan, no need to fuss. Join us. I point at the open door. You broke in. The lock's coded. Bylaws don't cover parties. She lies cool as ice. Door was open, dear. Just an inspection. My phone pings again, another alarm attempt. I glance inside. A suit's at my secret panel, hidden behind a bookshelf, now ajar. It clicks. She's using the party as cover to find my evidence, the deeds, the proof of her scams. I shift gears, fake a smile. Lydia, it's a nice day. Give me 10 to freshen up, I'll join you. Her eyebrows lift. How gracious, Evan. Get him a drink, Charles. I head inside, her eyes boring into me, thinking she's won. She's wrong. Inside, Two guys, one at the panel, one rifling my desk, freeze when I say, "Looking for something, fellas?" The desk guy stammers, "Lydia sent us for survey docs. Boundary mix-up." I snap their pics. Funny, that involves cracking my alarm and digging through my stuff? They claim to be her legal team, but I cut in. Standard procedure to bypass locks? Sheriff Daniels might want to chat. They bolt, muttering about Lydia, and I lock the door, check my traps. The main lock's been pro-hacked, but my cameras, tucked in beams, bookshelves, caught everything. The break-in, the party, the desk search. The false bottom drawer in Grandpa's desk, holding deeds and my HOA dirt, is untouched. I download the footage, stash the documents in my Jeep, and head back, ready to spring the trap. Lydia's with her suits, all smug. "Evan, let's talk boundaries. There's a discrepancy in your records. The HOA wants this cove for a community center. Generous offer, above market if we settle today." Her smile's a shark's. The party is set up to scare me into selling. I keep it even. "Funny you mention boundaries, Lydia. Grandpa built this place with tricks. Cameras in the shelves, the desk, right here." I point at the deck. "Recording you, your team, this whole break-in." Her face tightens. "That's illegal." I grin. "Not in my home. Not for trespassing, fraud, breaking and entering. Months of footage. You're fine skipping your buddies. $180,000 siphoned for your projects. Bullying folks to sell. Want Sheriff Daniels to see." Phones are out. Guests whispering. Her suit squirming. I lay it out. "Resign now, audit the HOA, admit your scams at the next meeting, or I go public with charges." Lydia glares, but her mask cracks. "Fine. Party's over. Back to the clubhouse." She claps. Guests scatter. Her crew hauling Wicker away, dragging Grandpa's chairs back. She's left with her suits, hissing, "What's your price?" I stand firm. Resignation, audit, confession. Noon tomorrow, or the sheriff gets it all. The next morning, Maura Tate, the HOA treasurer, shows up, a retired CPA who always seemed fair despite Lydia's sway. She hands me an envelope, Lydia's resignation, and a confession admitting unauthorized entry, fund misuse, and irregularities. Lawyer worded to dodge jail. Maura's quiet. I've tracked her shady deals for years. Couldn't prove it. These are bank records I kept. She offers pages of sketchy transfers, fuel for the audit. Lydia pushed my dad off the board when he questioned her. I stayed to watch her. I nod. "You've got my back now?" She smiles. "And half the lakes." Lydia's gone by dusk, her mansion listed, fleeing to Nevada after a tax probe and a settlement keep her out of cuffs, her name mud. The audit hits, exposing $180,000 in theft, her patio, her parties, her consultants. The community meeting's packed, folks like Mrs. Delaney and the Patels spilling years of her threats, pushing for open bylaws, fair rules, a real HOA. Maura's president, I'm secretary, and we meet at the cabin, Grandpa's chairs in a circle on the deck, lake glinting gold. We write new rules, transparency, no land grabs, respect for all. Maura lingers, touching a chair. Your grandpa'd love this. Not just feeding Lydia, but building better. I look at the water. He said good neighbors disagree with heart, not fists. That's what we're doing. I add to his journals, not just Lydia's fall, but our rise, a place where rules serve, not chain. The cabin feels like mine again, chairs angled just right, catching dawn and dusk like Grandpa planned. Lakeside havens alive, potlucks on the shore, the Patel's dock fixed, Mrs. Delaney's flowers wild. The audit's cash funds a public pier, no fines needed. I'm on the deck, coffee steaming, feeling Grandpa's grit in the wood, knowing the real trap wasn't cameras. It was us, neighbors finding our voice, standing for what's ours. Lydia thought she could steamroll me, thought this cabin was just land to snatch, but it's a promise, built to last. Her developer pals backed off, and Maura's got the county checking other HOAs. But here's the thing, did I play it too cool, letting Lydia think she had me, or was that slow burn the only way to win? Should I keep fighting these fights? or let this lake be my stand? Comment below, what's your HOA nightmare? Or would you have called Lydia out right there? Share your story. Let's keep our cabins ours and our lakes free, folks.